Warm weather is finally here, and for many of us, that means sprucing up your home with new landscaping, a fresh coat of paint, or maybe even a new deck or patio. But before you make those improvements to your property, you don't want to miss this story.
Could this happen to anybody?
Oh, absolutely.
A Carmel homeowner is out $45,000 after being sued by her homeowners association, and she's not alone. Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny found community associations are filing thousands of lawsuits against people who live in their neighborhoods.
Nearly 1 million Hoosiers live in a neighborhood with a community association. When you live in one, you agree to abide by their rules. They're called covenants. We talk with homeowners who say they did not expect to be sued by their own HOA. Jen Kampmeyer started Indiana's first wine truck in 2016.
We serve beer and wine.
We do every single type of event possible, whether it's a birthday party or a wedding or tailgating.
Jen lives in the Lakes at Hayden Run in Carmel. She says she used the wine truck to move some of her family's belongings.
We get a notice violation the next week stating that we needed to remove the wine truck. So we did. We removed it.
The HOA filed this lawsuit in May 2017 against Jen, saying she was in violation of the covenants by having an oversized truck with advertising on it parked on her property and for running a business from her home.
Were you running a business out of your house?
No, it wasn't like my wine truck was parked in my driveway 365 days a year, 24/7. That's not what it was about whatsoever. It was a few times, that was it.
In its lawsuit, the HOA disagreed, saying Jen had been warned repeatedly about the wine truck. Here's pictures they used as evidence. Jen says she tried to settle the matter out of court to no avail.
So almost 2.5 years later, I had to pay out $45,000.
Jen is on the hook for her own attorney's fees and the HOA's attorney's fees.
It's been a rocky road. It's affected my marriage. It's affected our financial situation.
An estimated 970,000 people in Indiana live in one of the state's 4,800 community associations, paying $1.3 billion a year to maintain their communities. Lawsuits are perhaps the most extreme way those associations can get homeowners to comply. Community associations have filed more than 3,600 lawsuits against Central Indiana homeowners in the last year and a half. That's according to data submitted to state lawmakers. Most are filed by a handful of law firms, including Thrasher, Bushman, and Volkel. This firm represents about 500 HOAs and nearly 15,000 homes in Central Indiana. Attorney Steve Bushman filed the lawsuit against Jen Kampmeyer. He declined to talk about specific cases, but he talked to us at length about why they file lawsuits.
For those homeowners that simply will not comply with the covenants, that's the only method left.
So you're saying these lawsuits, they're a last resort?
Oh, absolutely.
Bushman emphasizes when you move into a neighborhood, you're agreeing to follow the HOA's covenants.
Covenants say no mini barns, and some guy just goes and builds a mini barn in his backyard.
Bushman explains the homeowner by law should receive several violation letters and get an opportunity to fix the problem. After that, a homeowner can go through mediation or arbitration. And then if that doesn't work, Bushman says that's when they file a lawsuit. Records show lawsuits filed by HOAs are almost always successful. And if you lose as a homeowner, you can be on the hook for your attorney's fees and the HOA's.
If an owner decides this is World War VI and I'm going to fight you all the way through court and we're going to have a trial and I'm going to file an appeal, you know, the neighbors shouldn't be responsible for paying to do what everybody agreed to do. So that's on the homeowner.
You can also lose your house. Say if you didn't pay your dues, HOAs can file a lien and foreclose on the lien. Bushman says HOAs do not want to take your house.
What HOAs want is to have the dues paid. You know, that creates a burden on everybody else when one person decides, I'm not going to pay.
Jen Kampmeyer now parks her mobile wine truck at a property in Boone County.
Why still live here?
Well, because I've lost $45,000 and I can't afford a down payment on anything else right now, to be honest, or else I would be out of here.
Jen says she wishes the board had talked to her face-to-face about her wine truck rather than file a lawsuit.
No one ever had a conversation with you?
No live conversation ever.
We reached out to the Lakes at Hayden Run HOA. They told us the court has ruled appropriately. They consider the matter closed and declined further comment. Jen has started a group to support homeowners in disputes with their HOAs. It's called Homeowners for HOA Improvement.
Could this happen to anybody?
Oh, absolutely. You live in an HOA, you have to abide by their governance, and they are practically a government, and they will take over your life and make you do what you don't want to do.
Here's how you can protect yourself. Read the covenants before you buy a home and read them before you make any improvements to your home. Have an open dialogue with your board. Talk to them. Go to board meetings. They should be open to the public with a few exceptions like discussions about delinquent dues. And lastly, if you get a violation letter, do not ignore it. Experts say it's the biggest mistake you can make. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Thank you, Kara, for that.